Welcome to Another Look, a film podcast where we go back and discuss a filmmaker's body of work, from their hits to their misses, as well as genres, eras, movements, and everything in between. On this week's episode, you better strap in, drop in, tune out, and listen to us talk about surreal filmmaking. I'm Ian Killian.
I'm Jordan Mushno.
Ben Riley.
Ken Russell.
And that is Nick Creekbaum. So, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Snow's coming down, but I hope
We made it.
Hope those Philly boys take it home. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? And also, did you guys hear there might be a movie? I heard a movie might come to Netflix. No, we were supposed to record on Super Bowl Sunday, but just stuff didn't work out. And but we're back, baby. We're here. We're ready to talk about surreal movies. Did anybody watch anything good recently? Or since we think it's Super Bowl Sunday, whatever day that was, do you guys want to talk about Cloverfield Paradox, or is it?
Did we all watch it?
I did.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a cool surprise! It was. I'm glad. I did not like it at all.
At all?
Mm-mm. It's one of those movies that it could be just like fine, but it's just like too mediocre, and it's just like one of those things
like offensively mediocre.
Yes, it's not special at all.
I think if I were to say anything good about it, I think it kind of starts interesting, where like strange things start occurring.
Yeah, I'd say but towards the end is where it's just
then it has
it starts explaining everything.
It starts like 3 times. There's like
very
like
true.
3 openings.
And it's obvious that it really shoehorned
mythology
in there.
Luckily, they got Donald Logue to play the Alex Jones.
He was
style.
Nostradamus.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, there's gonna be monsters, and then there happens to be monsters. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't think it was very good.
I think that's why they released it the way they did.
Oh yeah, they knew they had a stinker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Paramount sold it off,
and they saw what. It was a win-win for everybody, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Netflix paid $50 million for it. It cost $40 million.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Hopefully this next one's good, but
I think it kind of felt like a TV show too.
Dude, it felt like a bad Black Mirror episode to me.
Yeah. I think with that what's that episode called? USS Callister.
That one's way better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like I think that some of it looked good, but then there was some bad CGI too, like the part with his eye. It looked stupid.
I kind of liked it. I was a little underwhelmed.
And that's and when people say they like it, I'm not saying it's like I just did not do anything for me, and it just made me hate.
It didn't do much for me.
It made me hate it.
Like I liked the part when the person was stuck in that was cool. And when strange things start occurring and there's no explanation, but then they begin to over-explain and nothing else happens, really.
And then they punch in like the stuff on the earth that doesn't matter at all. It doesn't really end.
I don't even like it's trying to bring like an emotional thing into it, and it's not satisfying at all.
No. And I thought it was stupid. Nick, did you see it?
I liked it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't love it, but it was definitely my least favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was really pumped when they announced it at
I think
Super
it was
Bowl.
cool
Me
how
too.
they rolled it out.
That overshadowed the Super Bowl for me.
I
honestly.
wasn't watching the Super Bowl, and I saw that notification, and I was just like, oh, I'm going to watch this at 10 o'clock or whatever. And I was very excited. And maybe just because I was so disappointed, I was just like, nope, fuck it.
See, the shoehorn shit that in 10 Cloverfield Lane is what I like the most about that one, too.
I don't think it feels shoehorned.
No, I don't think it feels forced. There's so much character, and there's so much like emotion in that movie, and it's like the budget is like half the budget, maybe not half the budget,
well,
but
the characters are cooler too.
Yeah. And I just don't think they worked with the ensemble very well.
It had a good cast.
Yeah,
the cast is good. The cast is good, but it wasn't focused on the ensemble. And
no, you could tell why it got dumped. They made it look like it was a positive thing, but in reality, it was dumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got moved around like 3 different times until they finally were just like, Netflix, here you go.
It's disappointing. Did anybody else watch something worth talking about? Nick's smiling.
I did. Jordan and I were actually in the same theater. Let me get the title right because I keep botching it. Yeah, the 15-17 to Paris.
Yeah.
That movie was so bad that it angered me. It was god awful.
Because why? Why was it so bad?
Well,
the acting.
we can name a million things.
Not even just the acting. It feels like a
you didn't like it.
video.
You didn't like it
no,
either.
I saw 50 Shades free the day before, and it might be worse than that.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's so funny.
Clint needs to retire because if he's going to continue to push these out,
he's fucking old.
His last movie was good.
I did like his last movie.
What was his last
Sully?
But just like Sully, this movie centers around an event that like they can't make a movie out of.
Sure, they could make a movie out of this.
It's
just not like this.
Yeah,
it pissed me off where it cut every time the actual event was coming on the screen.
You just watch 3 bad actors for an hour and a half, basically backpack across Europe, going to bars and being very uninteresting.
Yeah.
Look, Spencer, baby soda.
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
The guy on
shut up, shut the heck up.
The guy on Horrible Bosses, where he's like, I'll suck your guys' dicks for a quarter. The guy that gets fired on Horrible Bosses.
Yeah, he's like a little comedian.
Yeah, he plays the serious teacher that stops them in the hall that needs their hall pass.
Steve Urkel too.
Steve Urkel's in
the
it.
Kid stuff is just.
I was like,
well, I only watched the trailer and it made me laugh when the kid like slams the locker and like.
Yeah.
It feels like a Christian movie.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Steve Urkel was in it, and who was the other guy? Oh, the guy that in I Love You Man that goes, "You're a whore, Peter." He's the principal.
Yeah,
it's like
Judy Greer and Jenna Fisher.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
I gave it a half star out of 5.
Baby soda. Shut the heck up.
Like
it legitimately sounds like that.
I do not want to join the military after the fucking movie.
Well, I don't think that's the point of the
movie.
Well, I don't think that's the point of the movie. But
I don't know what the point is, but the point is
I'm sure they're okay with not having you.
Get that cesspool of shit out of the movie theater.
No, I back Nick up on though. It looks fucking stupid, and like the experiment with trying to use the same guys,
the
like,
real heroes.
Why?
Let's throw them back in a traumatic event.
Marketing.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Does
sure
that stuff
PTSD
like playing
already.
with like playing with like reality? It's like there's a lot of documentaries doing that
what
now.
I'll laugh at is the guy's like fatter at the beginning, and I'll laugh if he like actually gained the weight for this role as like a non-actor doing like method stuff. He works in like a Baskin Robbins or something, and he sees through the window. He sees like a recruitment vehicle. It's like a bad training video at work.
It's on me. He gives him his ice cream for free.
Yeah,
that's on me.
Man,
when I will say one last thing though, the actual event's conclusion was intense.
That's what I heard. I heard that was done well.
I mean,
that's what the movie is.
Yeah,
so.
It's fine, but it looks a lot better compared to everything else. And I don't think it's great.
Is Sebastian Stan the guy with the gun? It looks like Sebastian Stan.
No, he's not in it.
Okay.
No.
The guy who gets stabbed is the real person that got stabbed too, though.
I heard.
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. So
why would you put yourself through that again?
I know. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean,
and his wife. They're all the real people.
Yeah.
The real heroes.
It's good marketing. It's a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Unfortunately, it's not like a creative tactic where
Yeah.
you can really dive into something like the effects of it on you, and it's just
Right.
It's just like
it's just bad acting.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't want to hate on them too much because the movie is not bad because of them. It's bad because of everything else.
Yeah.
They're just not good as well.
Yeah. They add to it.
Yeah. That's
Sit
fun.
down, Clint.
Step down.
Yep.
Ben, you see anything good?
Yeah, I know late past, but I finally watched both John Wick movies, and I really liked them.
They're sick.
I mean, I don't know what took me so long, honestly.
Well, me too. I only saw them, recently.
I think the word of mouth is because generally, as Nick likes to say too, that I don't like action movies, which actually isn't true. But I just when you first see it, you think it's going to be like a little low budget, like just shoehorned action,
and like looks like typical like Hitman stories shit, But it's awesome.
Action scenes are great. The acting is great. Keanu's back.
Mm-hmm. He's back, baby.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah.
I like the first one a little more, I think.
Okay.
But because I felt like it was much more a much simpler.
It has the emotional pull.
Yeah.
The dog.
The second one has like more like mythology.
Yeah,
which is
world
cool.
building.
I like
cool,
that. Yeah.
but
Yeah, there is more of emotional backing in the first one. And
Yeah.
the second one, you're like, why is it doing that? Why is he doing all this?
But even that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
They blew up his house.
And the third one, it's coming, chapter 3, baby.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm glad you like those. It's interesting because did you like Atomic Blonde?
Yeah, I didn't like it quite
Yeah,
as much.
yeah. Jordan, what did you see?
I watched something that a lot of people seem to be raving about, which is Mom and Dad.
Yeah,
And
the Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, I didn't think it was good at all. It's so typical. It's like zombie outbreak, action, and it doesn't go anywhere. I think people are just talking about how Nick Cage is kind of insane in it.
Yeah,
but he's
wow,
not even insane the whole time. Yeah,
how random.
Yeah, it's really nothing special. It's so generic.
Yeah,
I don't
actually, I didn't expect too much out of it because it's the guy that did Crash.
Crank.
Yeah,
I don't like one of the Neville
David
Dean and Taylor guys.
I don't care about the Crank.
It's a concept and that's it.
Yeah.
That the parents want to kill their children.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to see it.
Well, I can see why.
I've
I wanted
heard
to see
great
it too.
stuff, but
people are saying this will be like the Shaun of the Dead for the new generation, and I think that's just so stupid.
There's so much more in
there's nothing to this movie.
Yeah.
Just watch Shaun of the Dead. That movie still holds up.
It's it's literally just like Cooties or something.
Yeah.
Where instead of zombies, Cooties are what make people rabid.
It's just because you have a crazy Nick Cage performance. That's probably partly why.
Because he seriously has been so subdued in the last maybe 5-10 years.
What movie did you say he was in?
No,
Snowden.
Did you watch the Paul Schrader movies?
What's that?
Did you watch the Paul Schrader movies with them?
Dog Eat Dog?
I saw that.
I didn't see that.
I wouldn't say he's subdued.
No, yeah, he's a wild.
I mean, in
guy.
Bad Lieutenant Port of Call, New Orleans, he's Nick Cage.
I get
like
that's a
8
little.
years old.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah.
But he's done a ton of direct to video
Trespass
shit.
and Pay the
He's
Ghost.
insane in those movies.
Yeah.
Is he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Trespass, I
is.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just like this one and not
Yeah,
those.
the Ghost Rider movies.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
what
that was a
about
long
Ed
time ago.
Ed Snowden.
He's an idiot in that.
Or whatever he does.
We need to teach you how to use these computers.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about computers on one of these movies we watch.
But luckily, Nick Cage built a pyramid to be buried in Louisiana. Did you ever hear that?
I think I did.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well,
I love Nick Cage.
Well, I guess what did I watch? Well, when we were originally supposed to watch this, I would have said I didn't watch anything because I was burnt out on movies, and there was maybe 2 weeks where I didn't watch anything.
I agree.
And that felt like a lifetime.
Well, you're burnt out, Nick.
If I'm with him,
But that's because you're addicted to a video game right now.
Yeah.
But I'm back. I watched a lot of stuff recently. But I don't know really what I want to talk about. One thing I did love was Night in the City, the 1950 Jules Dassin.
Cool. I never saw it.
It's like
Did you get the credit?
I film struck it.
Oh, okay.
It was like a 50s good time.
Yeah.
Just like a scumbag running around trying to scam people. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
It's very cool. And then also another streaming thing I watched was The Ritual. It was that new 2017 Netflix movie. And I heard good stuff about it. And again, I was just like,
I agree.
I thought the creature design is really cool. The setting is kind of cool, but you can't really tell the difference that it's in Sweden other than a forest.
Yeah, they say it a couple times.
Yeah. But
let's go backpacking in Sweden.
There's
I like the opening scene.
moments and the flashes of hallucinations.
Before you find anything, it's funny because the creature is cool, but the movie is so much better before he shows up.
And it doesn't really care about the other characters, and you're supposed to, and they come back.
Yeah, it feels generic again.
I wasn't too stoked on it, but yeah, those are the things I watched. We're gonna take a little break and dive into the movies that we were assigned to by Ben.
Yep. Hey,
what did we watch?
We watched Waking Life. It was written and directed by Richard Linklater and was released in 2001. It stars Wiley Wiggins, Ethan Hawke, and Julie Delpy. The plot synopsis is a man shuffles through a dream, meeting various people and discussing the meanings and purposes of the universe.
Whoa.
It's something.
It's funny that they have Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy.
I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of that stuff is cool.
This seems like a very personal movie for Richard Linklater.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite expecting what it was though.
Yeah,
I think I was expecting more like Scanner Darkly, which he did that style later too.
Yeah, because that's an actual adaptation, I think, more so. But they kind of are, both philosophical and
for sure
in ways. This is kind of like Slacker.
All of his movies.
Yeah, they're just people rambling.
And personally, I would rather watch Slacker or the Before trilogy than this.
Yeah, definitely the.
It's
Before
not an
trilogy.
easy watch. I don't.
Yeah, I didn't care for the animation most of the time.
Did it give you a headache?
I got dizzy at some parts.
Yeah, it feels kind of cruder than A Scanner Darkly. But I still really like the animation.
Well, there's moments where I liked it, but then there was other times I just didn't care for it.
Yeah, it's weird because it's one of those things where he shoots it with live action actors, and then they rotoscope over it.
And sometimes it took me out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think once our main character, what's his name?
Does he have one?
He has a name, I believe. It's like Eli or Wiley.
Once he's in that conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once he's in that conversation with, and that's the guy from Dazed and Confused, correct?
Yeah.
Once he's in that conversation with the guy at the cafe where he tells him about lucid dreaming, is when it really kicks into gear, because up until that point it seems very all over the place. You don't exactly see any structure until it's he literally explains it, and then he flips the switch.
Yeah,
and
he talks about how he couldn't see the numbers on a digital clock.
Yeah, and I thought that was so cool. That at that moment I became a lot more engaged.
Yeah.
Before then it was kind of hard to attach myself to it.
I went in and out of focus with this movie.
Some of it was harder or easier to grasp than other things.
Yeah.
And then philosophy in general, it's not an easy topic to just get.
Yeah.
So
I thought some stuff was cool. The opening is cool. That conversation with Richard Linklater and the boat car guy. And also the Alex Jones thing is actually interesting.
Yeah, he's interesting in both of those movies, which is kind of funny.
Well, because he turned from guy who thinks differently and might be a conspiracy theorist into full-blown salesman conspiracy theorist. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
want to give him any fucking credit.
Yeah,
because he doesn't deserve it. But I gotta say, this he was talking about some interesting things about sacrificing creativity for safety and the government is weakening us and stuff like that, which is basically what he says now.
Yeah.
It is interesting to think about.
Right. No, absolutely. And when he attaches it to more general things instead of Sandy Hook not being real, it feels very different.
Hillary being a mutated reptile that has pneumonia.
Yeah, when he is a person who's when his publication has a White House press pass, it's
I gotta say his
different.
male enhancement drug though works. If I just want to do a little commercial for it. But there's the guy that is in prison who's just red, and he's just I want to fucking shove this pipe up your ass, and he's just talking about the people that arrested him, and he's just wanting to kill them, and he's not guilty or something. And
what's weird to me is how much even after he's aware of what's going on with his dreaming, that he just wants to walk around. You know what I mean? And kind of, talk to whoever wants to talk, and have these conversations. And, most of them are very engaging, but it is hit or miss. You could cut out 20 minutes of these, and I think it would be a better movie.
I love the guys talking about, the holy moment where they're, staring at each other.
Yeah, when he's watching that. He's watching that in a theater.
I love that story of just talking. I don't remember exactly, but it's just, just a moment that everybody knows that is, the special thing.
Right.
And that I think that was pretty cool. The guy that sets himself on fire, that was pretty cool, but how no one pays attention to each other or something.
Right.
And then he sets himself on fire and people just keep walking by him.
Do you think him getting hit by the car has any sort of semblance into where it goes.
Oh, when was
it's
that?
with the boat stuff.
Oh, okay.
He gets hit by a bus or a car or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just hard to know because he keeps traveling through these dreams.
And then wakes up.
Like you're not sure if he's going to wake up from the dream, but then the dream is just continuously going.
I love that he's waking up and he just looks at the alarm clock and he's like, fuck.
Or even the end, you think he might be awake and then he just
floating.
floats.
Yeah.
So
I think the ending is cool.
it's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Now, Jordan, we talked a lot about like lucid dreams. Do you remember that one dream you in Pittsburgh? And I don't know why I thought it was so cool, and it's like in my head. You are back in Pittsburgh or something like that, and like there's like the Roosh Brothers or something.
Yeah, I think I remember.
And then you walk into
I'm walking up to my building and the door is locked and I like see somebody like through the window. I can't remember exactly, but and that's
and
I
like
remember
you were like in control. Like
I feel like I was aware, but I don't know that I was like making things happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like where this used to happen to me sometimes, but obviously not in a long time. I think it's just because I'm on a much more regular sleep schedule, and back then I was staying up all night sometimes. But I would, you get so tired that you're just laying there and you're kind of, your body goes to sleep, but your conscious doesn't, and it feels like you're in like sleep paralysis. Yeah. And you're seeing things, and that's funny that I haven't thought about that in a long time, but it's starting to come back a little bit. Yeah,
because you said like because we were talking about how like in dreams, because I think we were in a big Lynch stage at this time. In dreams, we
feel things.
We feel things, and we know they're the thing that we think they are. But
even if it doesn't make sense, we're always engaged.
Because you said your building didn't look like the building.
Yeah, it's like
but you knew it was the building.
Exactly, it's like everything's rearranged.
Yeah, but you know in your head that it is like
right.
I won't see a sign that says South Williamsport.
Exactly,
but I know I'm in South Williamsport. It doesn't look like South Williamsport.
Yeah, that is so cool.
It's very weird. Have you guys ever had any lucid dreams? I've had like dreams that like I've been like I can remember vividly, but like I don't know if I can control or walk around
like
in that
you're
world.
aware that you're dreaming kind of thing.
I never remember any of my dreams.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
I haven't in a while.
Melatonin recently, and
it makes you dream?
I dream really heavily.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and and sometimes I stopped taking it one time because it kept giving me nightmares. But I think I was really stressed and like mixing with that or something. But now I've been taking it, and I've had like really weird dreams. And I had a dream that I had to go back to high school, and they had like really high-tech safety equipment, and they wouldn't let me in, but I had to go to a class. And I've never had like high school dreams. I was just like, well, I guess I'm not going to go to Mr. Reichert's class or whatever fucking teacher I had. But yeah, it was just like they had really like high-tech security stuff, and they wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, I have weird high school dreams all the time. Just like I'm there. It's like my high school, but it's also not.
Yeah.
And it's always like, I don't know what class to go to.
Yeah.
I'm like really confused.
Yeah. I mean, we must go back to it because I mean, we were in that setting for 12 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's always weird because some things come back to you when you never. I had a dream the other day. I can't even remember it, but I was like, I remember when I like woke up. I'm like, why was that even on my mind? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something I haven't thought about in so long.
Yeah.
It's always interesting how that kind of happens.
Yeah. Or like, things come from like the past, and you're like, oh, I haven't thought about this person in 10 years.
Yeah. I dreamed about somebody who died.
Oh, okay.
He went to our school. No.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. I'm not going to say this person's name for that.
I'll bleep that out.
It wasn't him though.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and it was just kind of like weird. You know what I mean? Just to see. Because they're on your, I guess even if you're not like super close to that person, they're on your mind in a little bit.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
like things like will trigger that memory, and you'll think about it for a little bit, and then it sort of just goes away.
And this movie kind of, taps into that.
Oh because like you go, oh, whatever they're talking about, you try to interpret that into your own life.
Yeah, and I think I can see why people who connect with it that way really love it, and it seems to really have one of his all of his movies like one of the best reputations.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, and
I maybe that's why I was a little disappointed.
I think because it's also such a unique way of showing it.
Yeah,
and like, That's like the first
it is
one.
partial
like
documentary. You know what I mean? These are real people talking.
Right.
Rambling.
And it is very much Richard Linklater.
Yeah,
it's like it's just like all of what he does in every movie pushed into one thing.
Yep.
It's all that it's it's just interesting.
Texas.
Yeah.
It's weirdos.
Yeah.
You know,
just the
people just talking. I just pulled Jordan's mic. But I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to, and now I want to get into Nick's thing because I saw his review on Letterboxd with a 0.5 star.
They say I'm a dreamer, and I sure as fuck ain't the only one because this movie deserves a 0.5 star. Because in my opinion, all it was a bunch of psychobabble bullshit that literally went. I
think the movie knows that.
It went. I swear to God, it couldn't have went out faster in one ear and out the other so fast when I was watching that shit.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
I was like, oh my God.
Some parts definitely did that to me because I don't remember all of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it just. It's not my kind of movie.
Didn't do anything.
It's not my kind of movie.
You like A Scanner Darkly, though.
Yeah.
Well, that has plot and
character.
I can at least.
It has something to. It's kind of like how you would look at like the newer Terrence Malick movies.
Yeah.
They're a lot hard. They don't have nearly as much
of
to
flirting.
hang on. Yeah. You don't have as much to hang on to. You know, to drive you or keep you engaged, and you usually just need a little bit there. And I found a little bit here, but you know. Not a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5 just because.
Oh wow!
I could watch it again to get maybe more stuff out of it. Maybe I would love it more.
Yeah.
But like the first time I watched it, I just
you couldn't.
And even though I think also if it didn't have that animation, I think I might like it more. Truthfully,
maybe that.
But what do you think they would have been able to do the same kind of thing? Because I don't think so.
But I bet you. Like
maybe
Spike Jones could, you know, like I feel like, I don't know.
It just wouldn't have that dreamlike quality.
I think it makes it more surreal.
I do think it adds to it.
It does. I just don't know if I.
When did it come out? 2001.
Yeah.
So, and Nick, you sticking with your?
Yeah, I'm sticking with a 0.5.
0.5 star.
Yeah.
I liked it, but it was certainly not an easy watch.
Yeah.
I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
I'm with Ben. I actually am going to give it a 3.5 too. And I think it could go up, but it was kind of difficult.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those.
It's a heady movie.
I like Linklater, and I like the existential top. Maybe I'm giving it too weak of a, but that's just really what I felt after.
You probably just weren't in the mood for it too.
Yeah.
That's a movie. If you're not in the mood for it, it's not going to work.
Right. It did take me a while to get on board, but I was after that scene I was talking about, where they literally talk about the rules of the dream. I was really on board.
Yeah, I love that stuff, and I like talking about dreams, like
because they don't have to make sense.
Yeah,
it's just random stuff.
And you can pull stuff out of it if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this must mean I'm gonna be pregnant. You know what I mean? Or people make predictions from like your teeth falling out in a dream or something. It's weird. So we're gonna take a little break and dive into Ben's next pick. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben. What else did we watch?
We watched Brazil. It was directed by Terry Gilliam. It was written by Terry Gilliam, Tom Stoppard, and Charles McEwen. It was released in 1985, and it stars Jonathan Pryce, Kim Greist, and Robert De Niro. The plot synopsis is a bureaucrat in a retro future world tries to correct an administrative error and becomes an enemy of the state.
We're living it, guys. What do you think?
1984 and a half, I guess they call it.
Yep, I did. I was just gonna say that. I think that's really cool. It works. It works on multiple levels because it is like very dreamy, like 8.5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And 1984 is it's heavily influenced by 1984. Do you guys like that? You like that book?
Yeah, I did in high school.
Yeah,
I need to. I'm not as.
We're not.
I need to read it.
I read it once in high school.
I never read Brave New World, but I bought it for
I have it.
Brandon O'Neill for his birthday or Christmas or something like that, and I'm sure it's still
collecting dust.
Update me on that, Brandon, if you're listening, if you read it or not. I love this movie.
I do too.
It's one of my favorite movies. Nick is giving me a look.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm not giving you a look. You're allowed to like it.
You're wide-eyeing me, man. What's up?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I think it's probably got like the best production design like ever.
It still holds up. It still looks great.
It's just so wacky.
Yeah.
All those ducks and shit stress me out.
It's
It
hilarious.
was just so like
I was picturing actual ducks, like the animal. I was like, what is he talking about? Like,
yeah, like you pop open a panel and all those like tubes.
That's what Leyland does.
I love the part where Bob Hoskins gets where Robert De Niro gets like they fill up with the fluid.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's lots of cool gags. It makes me think. It's funny. Bob Hoskins was Mario, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And that's what they remind me of.
Yep.
They remind me of the Mario Brothers.
Yeah. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
But it's long.
It is long.
Yeah.
The Criterion has a bunch of different cuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen any of them besides the theatrical though.
I watched whatever.
I'm not sure.
On Criterion.
I'm sure we all watched.
There was a
theatrical.
lot of studio shit with this movie. They were real, and Terry Gilliam kept like doing things like in public to basically so they would give him like, all right, this is how you're going to market the movie, I guess, because you're doing whatever you want. So
poor Terry's always having trouble.
The LA when it first came out, it was got the studios were basically canning it, and luckily critics liked it and like fought for it, and it
like
got
the director cut,
and it got nominated because they were doing like secret showings of it and
they
stuff.
were editing the movie like secretly, like with like a happy ending because the ending's like a bummer ending.
Yeah,
so.
that ending is very powerful to me.
Yeah.
And the critics like pushed it forward, and it got nominated for Oscars and stuff. So
it's funny. The one critic that always famously hates it is Roger Ebert.
Yeah,
who says that he bets no one could make any sense of it because it's so convoluted. But I don't think
I don't think it's very convoluted.
I think it's just more about its world, and the plot that goes through it is like big, but it really only talks about this one mistake and how government can kind of fuck
the plot.
You know?
The plot is the background almost.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I mean? And the background is what you're focusing on.
Yeah,
and that world he builds is so good with everybody. Just it's very Monty Python-y. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in like the best way. Who's that Monty Python guy?
And Terry Gilliam did make a lot of do a lot of Monty Python stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's funny. It's sad. It's
needed
thrilling.
more De Niro.
I think so too. He steals the show.
I think he's amazing, but I don't know that I need more of him. I think you want more because he's cool, but he serves his purpose. You know what I mean?
But I'm also like, why do they want to?
He's the supporting character that you're like is so cool because he's hated.
Yeah.
He's like doing everything against the like against regulations and all this stuff. And though now it seems like 1984, but we also want regulations on things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like caught.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
we're in a sticky, in between this and that.
Yeah, we don't want it to. That because it gets to the point where it's like
you can't make any decisions.
Yeah, like the what is it? Like the Nazis used the bureaucratic things to people to like dehumanize people to not feel attached to what they were doing.
Right.
So it's just like, hey, I'm just driving the bus.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just signing this paper.
I'm doing my job.
I'm just doing my job.
Exactly.
And that's what this kind of was, because people didn't care what was going on.
Yeah.
There was these bombings, which we don't know who was doing it. There might not even be terrorists.
Right.
And people are up in arms and and they're scared and they're just going their ways.
And I love the whole movie is kind of anchored by this typo. You know what I mean?
And take the wrong guy.
Yeah, Buttle what was it? Tuttle instead of Buttle.
Yep.
Yeah, and they take the wrong guy to who knows where.
Why'd they want to kill De Niro again?
Because of who he is.
Because he's a rogue HVAC employee.
Yeah, because he is fixing people's air conditioning. With by bypassing the bad. You know what I mean?
Sneaking in.
Yeah. It's not going through the state.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's really what it is, and it's super simple. But. And I love the his friend Jack, who's like the torturer.
Yeah.
And like they're talking like about it, and like it just like the camera pans, and it just turns to like his kid who's like playing in his office, and like, the next room he's like torturing an old lady or something,
Yeah, I love all the job stuff. Like like when he gets that promotion to what is it? something research.
Yeah.
And they're all just running like through like a million hallways and like this crowd, and he just goes into his office and doesn't even have a computer.
Yeah,
and he can't do anything. He has to.
His office like slides around.
He's sharing a desk with the guy
on
next
the other
door.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a computer, and the guy's like, the guy's so creepy. He's like, "Can I use your computer?" He's like, "Let me type it for you." And like,
I love the computers, how they're all so small and they use a magnifying glass to make them big. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I think this movie's great, but I think the hardest part is it's paced weird.
Yeah,
I think there's no like necessary like rhythm or like.
It's just so damn wacky.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just like vignettes of just like, here's this goofy scene that is connected to the last one.
Well, yeah, like the dream sequences where he's like flying and stuff, they like will randomly happen and then they'll cut back to whatever's actually going on.
Yeah.
It's like this is a guy who wants to blend in so much.
Yeah.
He wants to be unrecognized, unnoticed until he kind of finds somebody that he cares about, you know. And do you guys think that romance works?
I felt weird on it this time.
Yeah, I think it like works well enough, but it is not the
it
most.
Could work better.
Yeah, it's not the most interesting part. I think it's too busy for us to care enough.
Well, because she's annoyed with him for the majority of the romance.
Right.
And I understand like him chasing her down, trying to meet her, and she doesn't get it, and then eventually they could fall in love, but I don't. You're right. I don't think there's enough falling in love.
Right. It's hard to fit.
Yeah.
The movie's so busy, it's hard to kind of make it work.
And like I think her death is touching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't show it. It just sort of leads to it. And like the last minutes, you're like, oh, she must be dead too. You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they like. Towards the end, then when they like make you think everything's all good, and then it's just jarring because all of a sudden you realize it's not.
Yeah, that ending is good, and like there are a lot of false endings in movies, but I think this one is very effective.
I also love the fantasy sequences of him flying around and defeating that thing and how it connects to the real world.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, like him with his wings and the monster, and he's
the baby masks.
Yeah, the baby masks are awesome.
Yeah,
he's a hero.
Yeah.
And
in his mind.
the fantasy, works so well.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting to see that on a backdrop that this harsh, when the government is so controlling that you literally can't make any decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
I also love the gadgets in his house when he wakes up to like make toast
his house
and
is pretty
eggs.
Cool.
It reminds
me, it doesn't work.
It reminds me of like Looney Tunes episodes where they'd be like, this is what the future will look like in 2001, and it's like a toaster that
stuff that does.
Doesn't Ernest have this stuff in one of his movies? Yeah.
Oh
possible.
yeah, Ernest had like some like Rube Goldberg style like. Hey,
like
who knows what we're doing next month?
Eggs.
We don't want to do spoilers. We might do an Ernest movie. That'd be awesome, actually.
I'd be down.
How many Ernest movies are there?
Quite a few.
Yeah, so I got my pick. I do love the Halloween one.
Scared Stupid. I just watched that.
Isn't the Crypt Keeper in that?
No, it's a troll.
Oh, it's a troll.
He hates milk.
Oh, they have like the milk squirt guns?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
I also just love how Terry like those shots, like the way he shoots people, like they do all those like real close up stuff.
Like almost like fisheye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks really cool and it's really distinct looking.
Yeah. It's a Terry Gilliam movie for sure. He's awesome. He doesn't have like the best track record.
Yeah, not everything is good.
But I mean,
when he's on, he's on.
He's so ambitious.
I don't think I'm trying to think of what I dislike from him.
Zero Theorem.
No, I like that movie.
I never finished it. I liked what I saw, but I just didn't get to finish it.
I actually liked Imaginarium of Dr.
Me too.
That was Heath Ledger's last movie.
Yeah, I never
Brothers
saw that.
Grimm.
I don't remember.
Was that Terry Gilliam?
Yeah.
I don't remember if I like that one. That's one I don't remember. Or Tideland. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
That was the only one I saw in
I like
theaters.
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing is one I've always been down on, but I still,
Time Bandits.
I like Time Bandits.
I like that when I saw it.
Yeah, I like them all. It's just that they're so unique and they're so kind of. It's almost like sometimes his style works and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? And it's always usually at least a little bit enjoyable. I'm glad he has Don Quixote finally finished.
Who's in that?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be Johnny Depp forever.
Yeah.
I don't know who it ended up being.
Yeah.
It's a good question because it has went through a million incarnations.
It's not Johnny Depp still.
It's not.
I don't think it is.
It's like It's like Christopher Plummer or something.
It is supposed to be, isn't he? He is supposed to. Don Quixote is supposed to be old, right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
Let's see. We'll find out.
That shit's boring. I don't read those old books.
I can't. Well, did you ever watch that documentary about him failing to make it?
No, but it's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and you can just see like I never read Don Quixote, so I have no idea really what it's about.
Like, why did he want to make it that bad? Like, I feel like after a while you're just like, all right, this isn't worth it.
This story.
The man who killed Don Quixote. It's
the
Adam
Fisher
Driver.
the Fisher King.
Oh, John
man.
Price is Don Quixote.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, as an old man,
That's
cool.
So, but yeah, the Fisher King. That's good.
Oh yeah, the Fisher King is awesome. Let's keep.
The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Which
I've never seen that one.
That is a critter, a Criterion.
Yeah, I have Jabberwocky. That's all right.
What is that?
Jabberwocky is like his first non-Monty Python movie. Obviously, I like the Monty Python movies too.
It's medieval.
Yeah, it's like fighting. It's a Alice in Wonderland poem that he turned into a movie.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's medieval. It's goofy. It's just like you would expect.
Yeah.
But a giant awkward monster that they live to fight, and then it's thinking about it, it is so very much Terry Gilliam. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure Time Bandits, Brazil, and what was the
12
Adventures
Monkeys.
of Baron?
Ooh, 12 Monkeys. That's
Munchausen.
right.
Yeah. They're like a trilogy of sorts, I guess.
Okay.
In his like style.
Yeah.
It's not like connected. It's just
Yeah.
thematically connected.
I love 12 Monkeys. The La Jetée remake. You like 12 Monkeys, Nick?
I only saw it way back when, and I think if I saw it again, it would be like the first time. So
It's been a while for me too, and I also love La Jetée.
La Jetée is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
But like Brad Pitt's like so crazy and
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
it's really cool.
Wasn't there a TV show or something?
Sci-fi turned into a TV show.
Was it bad?
Yeah.
I
Never
don't
heard
know.
of it, so
watched.
probably.
Sci-fi is trying to do some cool stuff. Like they have that Happy, and they did.
Yeah,
like,
is that cool?
The Expanse. It has good
Project
reviews.
Zero. Is that what that's called?
What's that?
Channel Zero?
Channel Zero.
Is that sci-fi?
I don't
Isn't
know.
it sci-fi?
I don't know.
I thought it was.
It could be.
Sounds cool too. I want to see that.
But yeah. So they're trying some cool stuff, but I don't know.
They also have that magician
Oh
show.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
based on a book. I guess people like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Brazil is definitely his, crown jewel.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best thing I've seen him do. And
But looking at that, his filmography, I might take that back where he's hit or miss because
he's good.
he's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Brothers Grimm isn't a hit, and it might not be the best, but there's stuff about it that is cool.
I need to rewatch, a lot of the things to really, because I've seen most of them, and it's just been a while.
Tideland's it was like a horror I remember it as like a horror movie. I remember it being at Blockbuster. I never.
Yeah, I
never
don't
saw
think
it.
I ever saw that one either.
But what are you gonna give it?
I'll give it a 5.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in between 4.5 and 5, and I think I'm just gonna commit with my old review of it and just give it a 5.
I think that's one of the things is maybe on this viewing I could give it a 4.5, but I don't want to.
I
don't want to downgrade things because I'm more familiar with them. You know what I mean? And I don't.
Yeah, because I just noticed a couple things this time, just like this felt long.
It's like nothing else, but when you become familiar with something that's not like nothing else, you kind of lose the excitement. You know?
Yeah, I'll give it a 5. How about you, Ben?
I'd give it a 4. I think I was expecting to like it just a tad more, and I think it is because it was a little long.
Yeah.
But 4 to
Yeah.
me is still really good. So
How about you, Nick?
I gave it a 2.5.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
nope.
No, I think I just can't wait to see The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. I hope it's amazing, and I want to.
What was it, like you think that's like a 2019?
Should be this year. I think it's already
2019?
doing test screenings,
Oh,
so
man.
it's real.
That is weird to feel.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean? Like
the
this
thing
thing
that
he's been fighting for 30 years.
And it sucks because it's almost destined to be a letdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It's just gonna be a bunch of fucking windmills.
yeah, I remember like in the documentary they showed like midgets and like a giant, like him shooting cool stuff with miniatures. So I hope it's very cool. I do really like Imaginarium. That wasn't his last movie, but that's the last one I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
Zero Theorem's real good too.
Yeah. Well, has fucking what's his name?
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
He can read a grocery list and it's cool.
Yeah, it's got that wacky production design.
Yeah,
and everything.
it feels very. The world is very Brazil-like too.
Yeah.
Because there's it's like updated Brazil.
Yeah, I think Brazil is like has, like I said, one of the best production designs ever.
Yeah.
I think it's, better than Blade Runners.
Yeah. I mean, it is good. It is great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. You can contact us at anotherlookpod@gmail.com.
And for our next episode, we're going to be continuing this theme. We're going to be talking about David Lynch's Lost Highway and the cult classic anime Perfect Blue.
And you can also get us on Facebook for just another look. You can find our letterboxes down and troll us on there.
YouTube.
Or email us or just call Jordan at 5. I'm just kidding. Thanks, guys.